Well, good afternoon. What exciting news today, and be able to share with our players tonight. Obviously, they're seeing it all right now on social media and stuff, but our guys are going to be so excited, especially the young players in the program, to have an opportunity to play at a venue like Target Field later in their career, as well as, Hank Jacobs, our director of recruiting and our director of football operations, to be able to kind of spread that word across the state of Minnesota and the Minneapolis-St. Paul area that we're going to be able to play in Target Field. I think that's a pretty special thing for a recruit, for a current player, and for a great alumni base. So we're really excited about the announcement today. Looking back at the game on Saturday, like I told you guys after the game, every road win is a big road win, and you get a road win in the Missouri Valley. It's a great thing. We still need to continue to improve. We're always trying to continue to get better. Both sides of the ball and on special teams, we need to get even better because we have a big challenge this week going to UNI and facing the Panthers, and they're coming off a big win over Missouri State, and I'm sure they'll have a lot of confidence coming in to play us. And this is always a great game. I know our players really enjoy playing in this one. As coaches, we like competing, and so we'll start our practice tonight and get ready to go and open up for questions.
Looking back at the film from Saturday, as you and the coaches got together yesterday, what stood out to you about your offense?
A number of things. One, we're close on making some big time plays. There's a couple of times where we're getting 12 and 13. It could go for 80. So we're close. We're close on a couple of blocking schemes or hooking up, close kicking out of a run, whatever it may be. But and in the passing game, that first drive, we did just what I thought we'd do. Hit the big play, came right back with the bootleg to Chase, and we're doing some good things. Now we need to execute a little bit better, but we're close on some stuff. And I kind of go back to we're 6-1. Last year at this time we were 5-2, and we weren't really hitting on all cylinders last year at this time. So I think our best football is still ahead of us.
Speaking of watching the film, your thoughts on Stump's hit on Lenore at the goal line? It
was probably the best play I've seen this year in amongst our football team. That was a game-changing play that everybody you can see on their sideline to their team raising their hands of touchdown, and he's inside the one when MJ meets him with a full head of steam and goes backwards. That doesn't happen to a great player like Lenore. Lenore's a phenomenal player. I think MJ is probably one of the most underrated players in all of FCS, and is really had a great year and stepped up his play once we lost DeLuca for the season. And obviously the plays that followed that, stopping him on 3rd and goal and 4th and goal, were big, but what MJ did was phenomenal. Like I said, we're close on some stuff, and we're going to keep grinding and keep working with the guys we have.
Chris, you mentioned explosive plays. Is that maybe the biggest difference between this year so far and the last couple of years, is you haven't hit that 70, 80-yard run?
Well, we didn't hit a bunch of them, I don't think, last year until later in the season, and so I think there's still potential to get some of those. And I like the schemes that we're running. The guys are still believing, and we're going to, if we have to methodically take it 80 yards in 9 plays, the only thing we can't do is shoot ourselves in the foot, whether it's a false start, a loss yards on a play, whatever it may be. But it's mid-season. It's guys are kind of going through the grind, but I like where we're at. We're going to continue to improve.
Did you and/or Coach Polasek make kind of a point to involve Dallas Freeman a little bit more, or did he just make more of the opportunities he was given?
I think he made more of the opportunities. He's always been in the mix a little bit, and we wanted to make sure and throw the ball a little bit more when he was out there, so people couldn't think, well, is it more run, pass, whatever it may be when he's in the game. And I've seen that out of Dallas all through fall camp. All even last spring. That's what earned him a scholarship from being a walk-on at the end of fall camp, was his ability to go up and make a tough catch, not just an easy catch. That was a tough catch in traffic above his head, goes up and brings it in, and I'm hoping that's going to give Dallas a bunch of confidence that he knows he does belong on this stage, and he's going to do some good things for us over the last 4 weeks.
Was Saturday the most successful your play action's been all season?
Our bootleg series has been pretty doggone good. I mean, we've hit a number of them against Iowa and Illinois State, but it's only as good as our run game's going to be. And if we're able to run the football, then it sets up all that play action. And when I say run the football, not just the power game and other stuff, but with Easton running the ball as well. I mean, Easton is an integral part of our run offense. Even though he's a quarterback, when they were starting to try to take away some of the jet stuff with Shep, we hit the quarterback run. And we have to be able to be, really diverse and say, we're going to hit you with inside power, we're going to hit you with the perimeter with Shep and Dimitri on the edge, as well as hit him inside with Easton. If we can do those things, all of our passing game is going to be better.
Coach, how have you seen MJ Stump kind of transform from when he was in here, just a young kid coming out of Harvey, to what he is now?
Well, he's improved so much, and he knew he wasn't ready his redshirt freshman year. Started to play a little bit his redshirt sophomore year, but played behind some of the best linebackers I've ever played here. And then coming into his junior season, I think it just all clicked for him. And we talk about the difficulties of learning our defense. It's not easy. And MJ, just always kept learning from whether it's LJ or whether it's Travis Beck. When he had his opportunity, I thought he made the most of it his junior year, and then gained that confidence and is having just a phenomenal senior season.
How important has the rounding out of Jeff Ilias's game been as far as keeping him on the field as much as you can?
It's been great because he's able to flex out. He's able to be the stationary tight end. I thought the sequence right before half, Coach Polasek did a phenomenal job. We go into our big package with 2 tight ends and 2 backs, and they bring their extra defensive lineman in. We make a play, and then Tim goes right back on the football and goes to an empty set. Well, now you've got 5 defensive linemen in, 4 linebackers, 2 defensive backs, and everybody was open because nobody knew who to defend, because we have the ability to have Jeff being on the ball tight end, flex out, same with Jens, same with Connor Wentz. Nobody knows where Chase is going to line up. Those things, I think, make it really difficult on a defense.
In the past, you've talked about this game on a personal level and what it means to you. I'm wondering, over your time here, you find yourself looking forward to it more or dreading it more, or is it somewhere in between?
Well, I'm totally removed now from everybody that was on the roster, being that this is my 6th year here, and all the guys that I did help recruit, be around, they're all gone now. I still have tremendous lifelong friends on the staff and stuff, and obviously that's where my family's at, alma mater, all those other things. But I really don't even think about the game until Saturday night after Western, and you think, okay, now we've got to get ready for Northern Iowa, which is just going to be a hard physical game. You can look at the last X amount of times we've played. It's been a physical game on both sides of the ball. Both teams are really physical. Both teams are going to do what they do, and whoever executes the best is the one that's going to come out on top. But no, I don't think about it till it gets here on that game week.
Is this the best 3 and 4 team in the country? I mean, you look at their record, but you see some of the losses have all been by 4 points, 5 points.
Honestly, we don't look at records. I mean, I know that's maybe easy to say, but whether or not teams 3 and 4, 5 and 1 last week, all these teams in the Valley are good.
What do you expect to start at quarterback for them, and how difficult is it judging or having to prepare for 2 different guys?
Well, we'll prepare for both guys, but I'm pretty sure Dunn would be the guy that would start. I mean, shoot, he was a National Player of the Week and threw the ball tremendously well. But I also know Bailey's really does a nice job and did some great things against us. So we have to prepare for both of them.
Last time we were there 2 years ago, they were kind of the same situation. They didn't have a lot of margin for error. They were gunning for you. The same thing applies here this time. You expect the same kind of environment, same kind of attitude?
Oh, absolutely. Just because it's North Dakota State and Northern Iowa, you can throw the records out. These 2 teams have fierce rivalry, great competitors. Everybody's back's against the wall once you get to the end of October. Our backs are against the wall. Everybody's. You just got to go out and play great football and cut it loose and go play and have fun.
Northern Iowa is the most penalized team in the league. Is that something you can specifically game plan for, maybe messing with snap counts?
Not really, and I didn't know that stat. That's a good stat. I didn't know. I would have thought we were. Jeff.
Yeah, thank you. Is this the rivalry? Is this the #1 rivalry for this team?
Both rivalries between South Dakota State and Northern Iowa are unique in their own right. I think on that game week, that's the biggest rival. And that's how I'll say it. When we get to South Dakota State week, I love it. We get to Northern Iowa week, I love it. But, to say it's the best rivalry, you'd probably ask the fan base and players, I don't know what they'd say.
If you take out you coaches and the, alma maters and all that fun stuff, what makes this a rivalry for these guys then?
Well, I wish you could take it all that out, but you can, and that's part of it too. Not only that, but these guys have been playing each other back to the North Central days for an awful long time, and the fact that we recruit against them, similar to we do South Dakota State, South Dakota, and so on and so forth. All of our players know each other so well because they probably played against each other in high school some. There's great respect between the two teams because they know how physical of a game it's going to be. And I think when you have the competitive games that we've had over the number of years, compound that with the physicality of these games, that creates for an intense game every time you play them.
How do you practice knowing that this is going to be a physical game? Do you scale back a little bit or do you go a little harder?
We just do everything we've done for as many weeks as I've been the head coach, and you don't want to adjust the routine. Guys are locked into routines, and we're going to do what we do.
Any health situations updates going into this week's game?
Well, we'll get Jalen Wimbush back. We didn't lose anybody in the Western Illinois game, which is really good, and so we'll have everybody that was played in that game in addition to Jalen Wimbush and some of the other guys that are still injured. I won't know more. Well, I'll probably know more on Tuesday.
Fullbacks?
Yep. Just talk about them?
Well, which guys?
Well, Malmstrom's back, and he played some. Yeah, he played a little bit against Western. I don't think Brock's back yet, but we'll learn more this week.
Bruce, still a few.
I'll learn more this week. I really don't know.